mystery grand, unraveling mysteries hand in hand, sailing the waves beyond the stars they soar, forever seeking more and more. Explorers at heart with whimsy and glee, the Wanderpus crew set their spirits free, in pursuit of good with chaos untamed, to find a new place to make their names. Wanderpus, their hearts entwined, sailing through memories left behind, stitching the bonds that forever tie, sailing to where the sea meets the sky. Luminaries' minds, curious and bright, they explore the unknown and seek the light. With every text and book unfurled, more is understood of this new world. Wanderpus, their hearts entwined, sailing through memories left behind, stitching the bonds that forever tie, sailing to where the sea meets the sky. Steam guard steadfast against the tide, protecting the land they stand with pride, rising up from the city walls, keeping the rest safe through it all. Mysticians with their gift for spell, in the threads of magic they weave and dwell, observing the universe's hidden seams, propelling the crew to their hopes and dreams. Wanderpus, their hearts entwined, sailing through memories left behind, stitching the bonds that forever tie, sailing to where the sea meets the sky. Wanderpus, their hearts entwined, sailing through memories left behind, stitching the bonds that forever tie, sailing to where the sea meets the sky.
Hello, everyone. This is episode 13 of Good Life. This is this month's finale game. We are capping it off with figuring out who won between Krieg and Bobert as far as like elections go. This game is going to work like a recap thing. It's not set in time right away. Like, we're going to start at the beginning of the month and then work our way through as these possible mayors are going to be asked about how they feel about what the crew is up to. Right, so let me introduce all the players, and then I didn't do a big recap there because this entire game's going to be a recap, and I felt hat on a hat situation. So we got Krieg, played by Toast.
Hello there.
We got Joaquin, played by Ez.
Hey.
We got Bobert, played by Rob.
Hey.
We got Billiam, played by Kole.
Hello.
Excellent. So the first bit of this is going to be Billiam. You are sitting across from Bobert in Bobert's hotel. Now, Bobert, have you been... Because I know that you said you've been helping out refugees and stuff. Like, you and Krieg have both been doing this, like really building up the Silver Thimble for people. Have you invited refugees into your hotel slash casino? Are they there? Do they have to pay you? How's, like, in what class of people? Yeah, you know, what class? I don't subscribe to that meaning a goddamn thing, but you know what I mean.
We don't really go by class either, and I would say, yeah, they stay and they help out around the place in exchange.
Okay. So, like...
Minimal chores, things, you know, I don't want to exacerbate or, you know, vacuuming here or there, dusting here or there, making sure things are clean.
But you do provide them a home and, like, food.
Yes, yep. Well, they make the food,
They make the food. Okay.
and they're welcome to eat it.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, because like the Silver Thimble has a ton of food recently, so like I bet a lot of it comes here, like of what you need. You guys' needs are taken care of.
Yes. Yeah.
Billiam, you've been spending a lot of time in folk songs, specifically in a town called Belltown, which was not the most fun thing to just say right there. So, something recently, and this is the beginning of the month, something was stolen. Like the first, I'm gonna say like it happened on the first game of this month. Something very important was stolen from Belltown, and you have your suspicions that the Wander crew is involved, or at least a member of the Wander crew was involved. So like you're here, I think, on the surface to like show everybody, no, I'm here to like help Bobert with the election. But you're actually here more than that to try to find this stolen item. The item that was stolen is and I meant to look this up and I feel dumb that I didn't. You got, what do they call the pendulum thing inside of a bell? Do you guys know? I should Google this. It doesn't.
The clapper?
Is it called?
Bobber?
Is it called a clapper? What is a swing? It's fuck. I do not like the fact that it's a clapper.
I thought it was like
No.
a finger or something.
I like
God.
I like Bobber.
Yeah, the thinglebobber was stolen. I am. Hammer is like good.
Gotta clap them bell cheeks with that clapper.
I don't, cause like out there somewhere, there's just a scene of Tarkus opening a box and looking into it and seeing this item, and then like Leo looking over his shoulder, being like, "That's a big clapper," and I don't like it.
That's a big clapper.
You just don't like it coming from Leo, don't you?
I don't like the idea of like, you got the clap. It's like, good job, you did it.
Mission successful.
But ever since, and this happened like a couple of days ago for you, Billiam, and you've made the trip here, like tracking this down because you've got a certain set of skills. You can find stolen items. Also, I think this is an important time to mention, Billiam, we didn't get to drawing it because we only thought about it right before the game. You have a train conductor whistle around your neck. It like it gives off a ghostly green, almost like aura. Sometimes looks like flames. It summons ghost chains. But how, like sitting in this room right now, Billiam and Bobert, drinking your tea. The lemon situation is over, so you guys don't have to like drink lemon all the time. We solved that.
Good.
Drinking your shrimp teas and whatnot, which is just like they shell the shrimp and then make a fish and then make a stock out of the shells.
That sounds delicious.
My Shrimp Island iced tea.
Oh, Shrimp Island iced tea, absolutely. It'll get you fucked up though.
Please, it would take multiple of them. I'm on number 5.
What is a Shrimp Island iced tea like somewhere between a Bloody Mary and a Long Island iced tea? Because that's what I'm personally picturing.
Oh, absolute.
How do we garnish a Shrimp Island iced tea?
With shrimp.
So, it's like scampi, popcorn, coconut.
Ooh, coconut. Oh, yeah.
You add celery in there to stir.
We describe a lot of drinks in this game for some reason.
And a lot of them are cursed.
Hey, I've only made 2 cursed drinks. I don't know what you're talking about.
I hate that I have all the ingredients to make this right now.
Ah, great. I'm gonna love that. Oh, where is it? I have it right here. As like right now at the start of the month, the relationships you all had with other cities were like Silver Thimble, on a scale of 1 to 5, Silver Thimble liked you 3. Like, that was you guys. The Wander crew is liked by the Silver Thimble 3. Bobert and Billiam, you guys are not affected by this scale, but I'm just giving you guys heads up. Hymnal started at a 0, Holt started at a 0, Delve started at a 2, Gibbet started at a 1, Kole started at a 0, Fulgur Light started at a 2, Consonant started at -1. That is where Elizabeth is. You two's what's Elizabeth's relationship to you guys? Do you guys remember? It's not your daughter, and you didn't marry her.
Elizabeth.
Oh, does Billiam not like Elizabeth?
I have great disdain for those type of women.
Shit, I didn't know. And Amon started at +1. That is like, I think that's coming across like a ticker tape situation of in front of Billiam explaining the relationships that are going on along the world. Do you think Billiam would have tried to leverage any of these reputations? And if so, where do you think Billiam would try to because I can show you multiple maps here. Billiam and Bobert. Who would you guys try to not exploit, but try to get on your side to make you guys look good for this election? So don't worry about Dyad, because Dyad is currently both on fire and underwater. So these are little bee people. They're cool little people, but they started off the month very peaceful. These are the Oni. They're really good craftsmen. These are the otters that have recently really gotten into TV. And this is where Elizabeth is. This place is about to get robbed and hate you guys in the worst way. And this is Fulgur Light. They're a bunch of cool people. And this is Gibbet. There was a coup of Obsession, and they banished Gibbet's current leader they banished Obsession's current leaders to Gibbet. But don't worry, they started a band.
Out of all those, I think Billiam would have tried to leverage the otters, considering they are a large population in the Silver Thimble.
Ah, yes.
And they technically
have the same thing.
They have ties to basically every other place, since they're river people.
They do have ties all over the world. The folks of Holt are allies with every single absolutely the worst people that we've ever seen in the world. If for some reason, and I don't want them now, but for some reason, if there is a group of people that are just oh no, that's where the Nazis live and we got to go kill them all, Holt doesn't like them, but loves everybody else. And everybody else will defend Holt with everything. If you steal from the otters, everybody in the world is your enemy, just so we know.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, what's the play there? How do you guys I can get this good. How would you guys go about having a conversation with them? You both just show up?
Yeah.
I would think so, to show more peace between the two parties.
Absolutely. Okay. Oh, do you want to bring Krieg in too, or is it just you guys? We can ask Krieg if you want. Everybody wants to come to this meeting.
I wonder if
Krieg
a
down?
case of we set up this meeting and then the otters bring Krieg in as another member to get in on the action.
Middle ground.
The otters
make
love
sure.
Krieg, by the way. He Krieg has put together a really fancy with Krieg, Ceylon, Malone, and Cash put together the most successful commercial that the world has ever seen. Granted, television was only just invented, but still.
We also made those cakes and cupcakes.
That's right. You guys.
Have no adverse side effects.
Hey, Joaquin.
Long term.
Krieg and Reedy started up a little side business as part of Krieg at Market Square, where they have Reedy's Bakery at Krieg at Market Square.
Right.
And like Peanut wouldn't bother you with this kind of thing, and he's going back and forth about it himself. Oh, hold on, I think I actually have. Yeah, Peanut. Peanut's just like, again, his office is a fucking mess right now. 18 ashtrays.
Yeah. Wow.
And he's just like, so Krieg has started up a small business with Reedy. I'm in support of those two working together because maybe they can rein each other in. Peanut says, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Because
Sure.
Peanut doesn't want to deal with Reedy anymore. Peanut spent years dealing with Reedy. Once the world was destroyed, he thought he was done.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he's just like, so, from reports, Krieg and Cash found some strange berries that they have been including on Reedy's new Delvin pastry. Apparently, it's also sold in puzzle pieces for some strange reason. But if you consume these, it's seemingly harmless, but unknown side effect. Your eyes turn completely black and roll into the back of your head for a minute.
Couple seconds.
For a couple of seconds. I mean, anywhere from a couple of seconds to a minute, it says here.
That sounds like a great time.
That's what other people see. Does not anything happen to the user while you're in this weird black-eyed trance? Okay. So we're talking eyes roll back in the very, very good sense.
Some people it has been reported for some moaning from time to time. It has been followed off with multiple people asking to leave the room.
So he's selling orgasm jigsaw pastries. Do I have that correct?
This is what I'm concerned is happening in Holt right now.
Great. Okay.
They're quite happy with us.
No, yeah, I mean, I why wouldn't they be?
If you could try to just get some information about them. We don't know where they're getting these berries. And it's not directly connected to the Wander crew, so I can't pry. It's just like, but like, you are working with Krieg outside of Wander crew situations right now, and I don't want to like have you leverage this at your friendship, but I kind of want to know if those came from outer space. I think those might have came from outer space. I think he might be using Gemini's strange mold to make a pastry that the world loves. And I'm generally fine, eat what you want. But we saw a lot of shit out there, Joaquin, as he pours himself a shot.
Okay, I will go check it out.
Thank you. And just like, have you read Pollux and Castor's book, The Red Planet Plaid?
I just picked it up last week. I haven't gotten past the introduction.
Discounting the sex scene between Gemini and a giant bird, which I imagine was written mostly out of spite. It's very accurate.
Okay.
I think Peanut's just like, I believe Krieg has a meeting with Billiam, Bobert, and he looks at it just like, Ether, the leader of Holt. And he's just like, please keep them in line if you don't mind.
I'll pay them a visit and just drop in for a little surprise.
Absolutely. Okay. So yeah, let's go to Holt. This is Ether's office. this is going to take place after Krieg, Cash, Malone, and Ceylon have released their amazing commercial. So they are super happy with you guys. Recently learned from Holt is the fact that they love the silver screen. They love movies. Thing that technically happened yesterday, game-wise. Seth, Forge, Katori, and Iskra robbed the Hymnal Museum and released countless spirits of great magnitudes of power throughout the world. And the world is reacting terribly in some places, but amazingly in other places. Just so you guys, you know.
Yeah, that happened.
And so, like, I think Ether, who is, she is very much like a no-nonsense businesswoman, but obsessed with television right now. She really wants to, like, the 1930s, like, early Hollywood is how she wants to come across. No, they are, in fact, blue otters. They are not silver, but she paints her fur silver. So, like, she looks back and forth between everybody. She's like, excellent. I'm terribly sorry about what's happening in your city. We're gonna stay out of it. We still do trade with Hymnal, and we will still continue to trade with the Silver Thimble. We're very neutral in this situation, but I beg you all to come to some sort of accord sooner than later.
I'm sure we can work something out with them, depending on what I'm hearing. It'll take a while, but I'm sure we can try and find some common ground there.
She nods. And what brings such illustrious company with you today, Krieg? And she says, did anybody need tea, water, a drink?
Some tea would be great, thank you.
Absolutely. And she does bring you in just more of the shrimp tea. Like, they know what people eat.
You know I taste so well.
Since Bobert was the one to start this, I'll let him explain things.
She turns and looks at Bobert. How can we help you, Bobert?
We're looking to try and work up a agreement between us that maybe we could expand your television into Silver Thimble, and that could also benefit us in a more popular light.
She looks back and forth between Bobert and Krieg. Aren't you on separate sides? A little bipartisanship here, I see.
Well, it's like same sides, different sides of the same coin, because we both want what's best for the Silver Thimble, even if we're different people.
It's like, And she nods along.
Like that because he's been told not to insult anybody. So.
And what kind of deals are we looking at here? Like, yeah, I think, are we trying to make like a big, like, are we trying to make CNN or like a big channel? Is that what we're doing here? Or are we just like trying to like get them? Are we doing CNN or are we doing QVC is what I'm wondering.
Hear me out. What if we do like a CNN, but with the marketing of QVC embedded into it? What is that called? Where you put like the ads
like
inside?
A paywall. Oh, okay. Like today's daily fucking like forecast brought to you by Chevy.
Or like, oh, this rain is horrible. Good thing we have these great Yeti umbrellas.
Yes. Okay. Krieg, how do you feel about monetizing news?
As long as I make money, go for it. I mean, we can sneak in ads every so often, but we can also tell people what they want. And if they want to go ad free, they can pay the provider just a little bit more and can avoid all that.
Joaquin is
With an asterisk,
really...
some restrictions apply.
Correct. Always have an asterisk.
Yeah.
Joaquin is very much trying to hide his intense visible disgust.
How do we think we're doing on it?
I don't know. I'm probably going to have to roll, aren't I?
Oh, for sure, yeah. I think you're doing pretty good. They rolled a 17. Oh, it did come up on screen. Wow.
We're doing pretty good.
I think maybe Billiam might be giving you a little side eye right now at the idea of what these two are fucking. And, like, she is all for this. Like,
I'm all for television, but the idea to me seems like the deal we should be striking is syndication, public broadcast, relay, expansion.
Yeah, that's all well and good. But
y'all want to make money and monetize and advertise, and I'm like,
think about the advertisement.
All get together and they can sell their stuff on the TV as well, but we still want them to use our services, so we just make it a little bit cheaper for them and then slowly increase it as time goes on so they don't notice.
And a part of the profit can go into the infrastructure.
Right? We're not going to take all of it. We'll just
and I'm not verbalizing
people.
any of this yet. Sorry, I should be clear. It's just kind of what Joaquin is thinking about this entire prospect. It's like, what a beautiful system that is now being completely gutted and robbed by, those with the coin to participate.
Just an otter, a lizard, and a flamingo, and heated discussions on how to rip everybody off while making it seem like we're not doing anything evil.
I need you guys to know that, like, Ether is about this life. Oh my god. Like, yeah, they deliver mail for money. They sell jewelry for money. They wanted to make commercials so they could have more money. Like, they dye themselves silver.
How big is their distribution network in Holt?
In Holt, what do you mean?
Be bigger if it was positioned somewhere more central?
Oh my god, she literally puts her mouth on her, yeah, it's just like she puts her mouth on her lip and on her fist like, tell me more.
I have a interest in making this whole network of goods and business and syndication more accessible for everyone. And I'm willing to upfront some costs to perhaps move a specialized location into the Silver Thimble itself.
And this
gives them their own island. They can work without having to be disturbed by everything else that's going on, but still be localized so they can reach everybody if they need anything.
Now I gotta get a map. Oh, go ahead, talk.
I think, and this is the first time I think Joaquin's going to actually try to speak up and chip in, and he says, I think, speaking for the Wander crew and our presence within the Silver Thimble, we could put forth and commit certain resources towards broadcast and relay of other networks and publications, while also being able to potentially host our own public broadcast as part of that joint venture.
She's like, of course, we could never shut down the Patagon show. That show is amazing. Do you think we could, like, if we put the Patagon show on the exclusive network, everybody will subscribe.
Joaquin's okay with the idea of, like, television coming into broader distribution, but he's just like, can I make HTML PBS?
Absolutely, I'm down.
Yeah, if we have that, it's like you have that one kid who looks sadder than the rest of the kids, so people give him money. So if we make PBS, people will donate, and then we can funnel half the donations somewhere else while using the other half to help support PBS.
Did you just free lunch shame a bunch of people?
No, I would never do that openly in front of people.
Oh Lord!
We are playing characters here, everybody.
Of course not, Krieg. Never.
Do not come at toast for the actions of Krieg.
Please.
Are we gonna put the PBS style on a shorter band or a larger band to reach out to a wider network of people?
Ethan looks over and she's like, what are we dealing with here? Like material wise, like how
we had a significant, and I'm trying to remember what came through in the merging of the worlds, but we used to have a big radio tower.
Oh yeah, you sure do. It's a huge one. It's got a tree coming out of it with crystal leaves, but it'll still work.
I feel like starting out shortwave just for the benefit of the local citizenry is a good way to start it, and then scale can be determined as a public works project after that.
Plus, it can give people jobs.
Yeah, to like broaden the length, we could get them to subscribe or donate more.
All right.
And then they get, like,
I don't
perks.
think you understand how public services work.
Yeah, they're doing a public service to us by helping them give them a public service, right? Isn't that how that works? Bobert?
Yeah, they donate to try and help broaden the message.
Yeah, and the more money they donate, the wider the message gets out, and then more people can donate again, and people get to hear the great shows.
If like they're making a lot of like YouTube jokes in the chat right now. If Joaquin became an influencer, would they be Joaquin Star? All right, that's cool. That's just that.
I think I would actively avoid trying to become anything that even resembled a YouTube
what a
influencer.
piece of shit. But anyway, I just wanted to make sure everybody knew that I wasn't into Keemstar. Like it was just the name thing. Yeah.
I can't do that, Seth. That's giving away too much money. No way. Never gonna.
Thing is, it's not. No. Oh, I can't get into this. I can't actually get into how much I dislike these two. Anyway, that's my bad. All right, yes.
Should we move on from our evil money-making schemes?
I think we all need to roll 20-siders to see how, because Joaquin's 20-sider is going to be, can Joaquin influence it using their position in the Silver Thimble, in the Wander Crew and the Silver Thimble to push more public access? Krieg and Bobert are both after the same thing, so I think we're just going to take the higher of those two. In Billiam's is, can he set up this secret thing that he wants to set up? I think that is what all of these roles are. All right, Bobert didn't make a lot of money. Joaquin did a pretty good. Krieg's got it.
Yeah.
God, damn it.
What about Billiam?
No. So conniving.
Oh shit! Oh, what were you trying to set up, Billiam? Everybody knows.
That's a good question.
Like, he definitely gets caught doing something. Or like, do you get caught, or do you just like absolutely fail whatever you're setting up?
So I was trying to perhaps maybe set up some underground networking things here with the otters as a base.
Like, I can help you keep that under wraps, but you're gonna have to pay me for it.
Oh my god, I will. Krieg, do you want? And Billiam, do you want to be in Krieg's pocket? Krieg has a 20 right now. Krieg had like somebody just under the table slipped Krieg a 20, and he could give that 20 to you, Billiam. But you're literally getting into bed with Vernix.
Yeah, the problem with that is Billiam isn't in the pocket of anybody.
Billiam sews his own pockets.
I do. I'm quite handy with the needle and thread.
He reaps them too.
Didn't I ever tell you all? That is skills.
Set of skills.
I've read it before, yes.
I raised 3 daughters by myself.
And she's like, I think... Ethan just looks over and she's like, 3 daughters by yourself. And she's just like, she's writing a script. And she's like, what would you do if one of them was taken?
Oh, I would chase whoever took her to the ends of the war.
Ethan's just writing the script for Taken. I do want to play games where we're literally just playing out movies. But anyway, so like, you don't accept Krieg's 20.
No.
Right. Krieg, you get to keep that 20. You can either turn your roll right now, your 18 into a 20 if you want to, or I'll let you use it on anybody else's roll in the future too. But if you influence that roll, they know you did it, and it has to do with you being you.
So this roll right now is already pretty high, so going 2 more doesn't make sense for me at this moment. So I would like to hold on to it for now.
Absolutely. But yeah, so yeah, you guys are making money off of it. You have like basically cable channels, but Joaquin, what'd you get? Did you get just like a channel, or did you get more?
I just wanted one channel, kind of like I wanted PBS, so to speak. I wanted a public access channel.
And you got it. And like you've got some pretty good like names on there too. Like I think as long as Sept is cool with it, I think Patagon is probably on the public access, which is the most popular show we have.
Patagon approves.
All right, so yeah, that's where we're leaving Holt right now. And also like I think the whole city like sees Krieg and Bobert work on this plan together. And like I'm like, oh, okay. Oh.
That whole handshake thing, but insulting whispers.
Is it? Are you guys insulting whispers? Because you guys just made a lot of money.
Probably not right now, because we did just make a lot of money.
I think that's what helps us. Is trying to one up each other.
Oh shit! If we work together, money. All right, but in the background,
Okay, so it's not insults. It's more like, I made more money than you. Keep smiling though.
Got some police outside. But as you guys are like walking through, so all the channels and stuff are now going, and we have like movie theaters and whatnot around the city, and you guys are like smiling for the cameras as people are like asking everybody about it. Somebody comes like running up, and they're just like, Krieg Vernix, how do you have a statement on the Wander crew stealing from the city of Hymnal? Massive many released spirits, unknown artifacts have gone missing. Any comment?
I'm gonna give that perfect I had no idea face and be like, I've been busy around the city, so this is the first time hearing of it. Thievery is never correct. I'm sure they went in with a plan, but again, thievery is never a good thing.
And Bobert, How do you feel about this? Leads into more of your connections that you drew with the Wander crew and just straight up thievery and enslavement of flamingos, I believe you said. Any comment about the disrespecting other cultures yet again? This is definitely a flamingo asking this question, by the way. She's wearing a wig and a mustache.
Yeah, no comment at this time. Thank you. Trying to like push away.
Oh, she's like, I thought we okay. Joaquin, any comment? Senior Officer Joaquin. Yeah, you are a member of the Wander crew. Oh, wait, no, you're not Senior Officer. Oh shit, did I just upgrade? Did I just promote you?
I was gonna say, ooh, nice promotion there.
Sweet.
Like shit, it came out of nowhere. My bad. Keep it canon.
Deserve it. I mean, you know.
I'm not saying that they don't.
My captain, thank you.
They come up to you. It's just like, any comment on their reckless actions? Again, flamingo wig, like long curly Q wig and a mustache.
The Wander crew is currently running an internal investigation to indicate whether or not there was malfeasance, or whether or not just actions were justified, or whether or not said actions actually occurred. There is no current comment I have on those internal investigations.
It's like
We take
like
matters
really,
like this quite seriously, and we hold ourselves to the highest standard.
Absolutely. Then of like a puffer fish in a fish tank that is on top of a not a skateboard, but close, but mechanical.
Like the hoverboards from Back to the Future.
It can't be that because we don't have hoverboards yet.
Oh, okay.
It's just like, and for Billiam, there have been many flamingos mulling around in the center of the Silver Thimble. They said they were building something, but when pressed, they didn't have the permits. Do you have any comments about that?
Well, you see, it's very easy to forget to file some paperwork. I am getting up there in years, so it should all be resolved soon. Please do not pay them any mind. They're just simply waiting for me to finish the paperwork.
Beeromancy, am I right?
Yeah, it's a vile thing.
A lot of people are really, like, a lot of characters are anti-Beeromancer, and I think that's funny. It's like, I made a cool class. It's like, fuck that class. Okay, so yeah, that is step one. Okay. All right, let me get up my list of things that we need to tackle in today's game.
For the record, that statement was total lip service. If there is an investigation, it's basically like, what the fuck did you guys do? Seriously?
That is literally what Peanut's been doing too. Like, that is how Peanut has been treating everybody.
No one's getting anything more than a slap on the wrist. They're like, seriously? How the fuck did that happen?
A lot of our officers are have been in the game giving those slap on the wrists and like comments. That's
what I mean. Is like, I just want to be clear. I'm not indicating that my department or any such is actually seeking serious investigation.
Oh no, it came out really well though.
Yeah, no, like exactly like the chat says, like any internal investigation, it's basically fucking nothing.
Which doesn't that just reflect kind of gross on us?
It kind of does. I did kind of feel that way. I was like, fuck.
I want these questions. I love these questions. It's just like, we gotta stop hitting other people for what really we do.
I don't like Joaquin as a character is a strict loyalist to his organization, even when we do stupid shit. And the problem with that is just now that statement, the gross thing that I just felt is like, fuck, I sound like the spokesman for like a police union.
Yeah, right. That's why Peanut's smoking, like a lot, like because he's dealing with the exact same thing. Actually, Peanut doesn't know where the group fits into the world yet, and he thought he knew, and then they robbed that museum, and now he's fucked.
Right, like I'm gonna protect my own, but it's also like a seriously, y'all, like we cannot do shit like this.
So yeah, the next bit after that was, so what are you guys doing around town? Like Krieg and Bobert mostly, like with the other two following you and like give them advice, obviously. Like how are you guys trying to like secure your votes?
I've pretty much been working at every business. If I can't make a business one day, I'll make it the next day. So I've just been doing that. Every man's showing up at the business and helping out, being seen, kind of thing.
Yeah, a lot of photo ops for Bobert with babies and handshakes and, you know, a lot of meet and greets.
Yeah, okay. So I think on one of the days out, you guys both happen to be in the soup kitchen that Krieg set up, but immediately Bobert took advantage of, because that actually happened in the game where like Krieg tried to do something and Bobert did it so much better. They just slid in and took over. So yeah, like we're at the food kitchen, the soup kitchen, giving out food to refugees. At this point though, like the refugees are not, I think this is more like a restaurant at this point. It gives the food away, but it's not actually how it looks right there.
They're no longer a shabby shack. It's a proper fancy restaurant. So
yeah, it's proper fancy, and it's just like it's got food. Like nobody can like order what they want. That you eat what you eat because that's what's there.
Mm.
But like people like this food, and it's just like a meeting hall situation. Is it? Oh my god! Is that what Krieg does? Is that a scandal that we're gonna figure out eventually, Krieg? Is this soup just the leftovers from your restaurants that we sell here?
Please be so.
We add some extra fish meat so people won't recognize it. But I don't see why not. Whenever Snick Snack tries to cook something and it doesn't go well, we bring it here and add fish to it.
I don't think there is necessarily a huge problem with this, as long as you are being honest about it. I don't foresee a world where Krieg is honest about this.
It's probably legally honest, so in very, very small print on the sign as you walk in, there's probably something about it, but you would need a microscope in order to read it, so it just looks like a fancy line at the bottom.
Like borderline stale soup.
And so we tell people, it's just that you can't actually read it because it's too small. So I can legally say, I did tell you, you just didn't read it.
Hey, Joaquin, you read that.
I don't need to read it. I already know it.
Oh, do you? Oh, you just know. It was in the report.
I don't know. Like, don't ask me how I know, but I feel like I know it. I feel like I know. Yeah.
I still think that's funny. The one person Krieg doesn't lie to is Joaquin. Everybody else, 100%.
We have a special bond, you and I.
So, yeah. So you guys are here getting your pictures taken. How's that going? Like, and you guys didn't mean to be here at the same time this time. I think it's just an accident. Like, Krieg, you're already in here serving up the soup. As Bobert walks in, kisses a baby. Baby starts screaming or is happy. I don't know what tells you a baby's good. And they walk away.
How do flamingos kiss with those beaks?
With a lot of tongue.
I didn't know what answer I was gonna get. I don't think I wanted that one.
I need
but...
you to know that Alan is dying right now. It made him cough. And he's literally just coughing out that laugh right now.
Oh my god. It killed me.
So it's like when someone tries to make duck lips and then look at the same time.
That's like we've never really discussed the flamingo's tongue situation. Like, and we're clearly not regular flamingos. You guys talk, have like opposable thumbs on those wings, and I guess gecko-like tongues.
They have like tongues like an okapi, if anyone's familiar with that.
I'm gonna look it up. I think I know what you're talking about, but I'm gonna still Google it. Ah, yes, the creature that didn't decide whether it was going to be a zebra or not.
It's a donkey zebra with a
Oh,
tongue.
God! I added tongue to it, and it makes me very uncomfortable.
That's the desired result.
Ugh!
Add
Stop
that
licking your eye with a tentacle! They got a tentacle for a tongue, people! Alright, so... is Bobert out there licking babies?
I want to say yes, and can we roll a 20 to see how it's received?
Yeah, absolutely. Krieg, you're rolling to make sure nobody figures out about your soup. Oh no, Krieg's got a tough choice. Yeah, they both came up. It just like they're one after another real fast is what happened. So, Bobert rolled a 17. Everybody is just like, oh yeah, he's like, you seem honest. You seem genuine. However you just kissed that baby was the most correct political kiss of a baby. It was exactly correct. And Krieg, somebody comes in and it's just like, what happened that almost exposes you? Oh, we're categorizing up. What almost exposes you, and then how does Tarkus walk in and change it?
So it's probably someone who's been going, one of the refugees who was staying at the secret recipe when we didn't have any room, so they were eating there. And then they finally, we made the apartments, and we have found some room on the island. So they moved here, and then they started coming to this restaurant. And of course, they've had both foods. They were able to just kind of sort of recognize it, I guess.
Just like, this tastes really familiar from yesterday. Like, I thought...
But then Tarkus comes in, and I may or may not exploit the fact that he was a quote-unquote famous wrestler, and this person just happens to be a wrestling fan, and distractions.
Absolutely. And here's another add to that distraction. Hey, Billiam, this is the guy you've been hunting. This wrestler.
Tarkus.
Yeah, Tarkus. He matches the description. Despite he's not wearing a thick trench coat, a thick leather trench coat that seems to be missing from the list, but everything else, like white and red porcelain skin, blue face, glowing green eyes.
And then apparently Tarkus shows off a move and pile drives the minion into submission. He's loving it though. He loved it though, so he may be unconscious, but he has a smile on his face. Because how many people can say they got pile drived by their hero?
Yeah, I suppose. This game's weird. All right, so Tarkus is currently leaving with the purple frog to take him to the emergency room.
And probably a autograph, most likely.
Oh yeah, he'll sign his cat. He'll sign his body cast, I'm sure.
Who exactly was that?
Who are you asking? Because I'm avoiding questions at the moment.
I'd like to also make note of how finely dressed we all are in front of all these commoners.
I wouldn't say it out loud, but I'm not dressing down for anyone.
The private conversations between these two must be insufferable. Oh no, I was fine with what he did, Nika. Like, yeah, fucking Ro wants to hit his finisher on him.
We asked before we did anything, of course.
Yeah, with consent.
Of 100%.
The dude was just like, yeah, fucking hit me with it. Hit me with the stunner or whatever it was. So yeah. Billiam is currently asking, I think, are you asking just anybody within an earshot, or are you asking somebody in particular?
In general.
I'm avoiding your question because I just avoided something, so I'm avoiding questions at the moment. Dealing with the fans and stuff, so I can't be there to answer your question. Sorry.
It's like the Frogs is just like, that was King Spectre. He's such a good wrestler. Well, I mean, then the whole city burned down, but like it was a really good night because everybody in this fucking place was in the audience watching that wrestling thing because it went so well to get like all the survivors were there.
Has it been long enough to make puns about a catastrophe?
I cannot judge taste.
Well, it was such a great party. The house burned down.
Okay, Billiam and Joaquin, judge the taste for me. Has it been long enough for that joke to land?
I think we're in the territory of you're getting canceled.
I was going to say if the joke were actually good, probably not, but it wasn't that good.
So it sounds like Joaquin nudged me before I could finish.
Yeah.
Okay.
You were basically like, it was such a good party. You could say the house, and then like as you were about to make the B sound, you're just like, you get elbowed, and he's just like glaring at you like, are you fucking kidding me?
It was such a good party, everybody. More soup.
More soup. So yeah, the people are settling in. Joaquin just saved Krieg from rolling a 1 because that would have like really hurt your political situation, and also you didn't get exposed for selling day old soup, or not even day old, like old soup. But we know you do it now. But you don't sell it, you give it away.
Yeah.
All right, so as the time goes, what happened next as far as like commercials out? So Fulgerlight has recently been attacked by the Storm's pirate crew. This is going to happen between this scene and the next scene. Fulgerlight was attacked. They were looking, and they were robbed. What was stolen was a large sword that looks like a lightning bolt and seems to control electricity. And they tried to steal a suit, but the crew, mostly Simmons, agreed to peacefully let them take just the sword and leave everything else and pay for the damage that they did. And it worked. Simmons convinced them to pay for all the damage that was done. So we're sending people over there to fix that place up. That's going to be nice and fixed up. But Simmons has come back and told Peanut, and now Peanut is once again upset. And it's just like, does a big old sigh. Joaquin walks in the room. 3 cigarettes are in Peanut's mouth. And like they're all ashing at different degrees. And he's just like, okay. So Simmons has promised amnesty to the pirate crew. Simmons and Nameless wrote the contract. Have granted amnesty to the Storm's pirate crew when they visit at the end of this month. They wish to have discussions with Fishtinger about purchasing exosuits, also known as forklifts. And he like pulls one of the cigarettes out and like puts it out, and just like, I imagine you can see the problem all of this is going to create. Also, we have it completely on everyone's word that the crew that robbed Folgerlight is also the crew that convinced some of our members to rob Hymnal and assassinate Grandmain, one of the leaders of Hymnal.
Okay, so we've got a pirate crew that's coming end of month. They might be associated with the assassination of the leader of Hymnal. And they want to buy exosuits, aka forklifts.
This is correct. But on the plus side, the city of Dendroid absolutely loves us now for some reason. Something about the Robot Olympics. Or the Mech Olympics.
Mech Olympics in Dendroid. What facet is that one on?
Oh, that was in the Neverglades here. And he's like rifles through his papers and pulls out. Oh, that's not it. And he's like, it's right along here.
Ah, yes, right next to the Whale Falls. We were there.
Dendroid is full of very temperamental squirrels. They hated Soki, now they seem to be on board with him. He's got a fan club. They're terrible at mail, though. And he shows you just the stack of mail that's for Soki, and he just you see him dump it into the garbage can next to him. I'm terrible at mail. That garbage can will eventually be delivered to Soki. Nobody get mad at Peanut.
It's like one letter in that stack that's also addressed to a single Pepe Sylvia.
That would be. We can't do a crossover with Always Sunny. We're not big enough. All right, so he's just like.
So what's the mission? I've got the intel.
We could just keep Krieg and I suppose Bobert safe. They're arriving at the same day the elections are supposed to actually cap off. And just I don't imagine they're here for those two, but the timing seems strange.
Okay, so we still need to grant them amnesty, but the coincidental timing of the two events kind of marks a potential threat.
Potential threat, but no. You know how Nameless is everything? This is me talking to you guys. Nameless doesn't have a position on the ship or a rank. He literally is whatever he says he is right then, and it just works because of his weird connection with the word tree. That's how Nameless is. When he did the contract, he told them he was a Bureaumancer. So the contract works. So if you guys break that contract, you are literally hurting yourself. If you hurt any of the Storm's crew.
How irritating.
And he's just this world is very strange. It's just we need to figure out. He's just stops and he thinks about it. Joaquin, you're in information gathering. You know your way around. Do you think there could be a way to bypass
A Bureaumancer's contract?
exactly?
We have... Who do we have? We have one Bureaumancer, don't we?
3. You have Isaac, Kay, and Cash are all Bureaumancers. Cash is going a little weird with Bureaumancer. Cash is combining Bureaumancy with Doctor, and is getting into the point of being able to diagnose people in weird magical ways.
Yeah.
But both Kay and Isaac is going a little bit more anthropology with it seems like. But those, I would say Isaac or Kay are the people to bring that to.
I think I'd probably bring it to Kay.
Absolutely, yeah. roll me a 20-sider, and then Nika, can you roll me a 20-sider for K?
Oh, that's not
Oof.
very good. That's no good at all.
Oof! Oof!
Can I give the 20 to Joaquin so it's 20 and 1?
Yeah, we could reap and sow this. Yeah.
Okay, that's what I would like to do.
Sorry, Caustic. I didn't really mean this one. All right. All right. Okay, so it went the best it could, but the worst it could. We, Joaquin, and the crew, like the whole crew, will be able to argue bureaumancy contracts in the future. Like if I said that you broke a contract, and you can argue with me that you didn't, and I will hear you out, or you can make rolls. It'll be hilarious.
Are you saying we can gaslight you into accepting what
So
we say?
so we can have arbitration, and you are the arbiter of the arbitration.
I think I might leave it up to if we do arbitration like that, I will leave it up to stream chat, a jury of your peers.
Oh, so not an arbitration. Oh god.
Oh wait, no, yeah, like you plead your case and then we'll vote it. But it only happens when you have a bureaumancy thing. This could have been used very successfully very usefully in Midnight's case, or we could actually use it to argue Midnight's case in the future, because Midnight ate a sacred artifact from Yoke, hilariously, which has begun to turn him into the mythical Black Dog or Hellhound.
Is he gonna grow 2 more heads?
Oh no, that's the Cerberus. The Cerberus is a different one. But with that, here's where the one is. It's too late. Like, we won't get this until tomorrow in the real world. Tomorrow, Kay will figure this out, because at some point during this month, like, Kay was just about to hit the apex of it. Like, they had it, and then they had to go to Amram. It's a small little mission to help out the bee people, and now Kay's in the hospital again because Kay got straight fucked up.
Stabbed through the heart.
Yeah, stabbed through the. And they were bleeding magic, like literally bleeding magic for a while.
It was very shocking for those there.
But yeah, they just couldn't get to that. They just couldn't get to it in time. If only you'd found that loophole. But now we know. We know that none of you can lay a hand on the Storm's crew when they come to town. Because that's a 1. It's a 20 because that says we're going to figure out how to fight this. But that's a 1, meaning if you guys hurt or try to stop or try to hinder the Storm's crew when we are get to. His name is We Are Ode, by the way. He's the first mate to the Storm. We have not seen the Storm yet, but we know a little bit about her. She carries 2 great swords, like she's a fucking Dark Souls 2 character. And she's incredibly good with those swords, like super dangerous.
As long as you don't hurt the Makana, it counts.
Yeah, as long as you do not hurt them or stop them from I think because it was Nameless that wrote the contract, I think they might have snuck in some fucking shit, you know?
Yeah, because there's a big difference between amnesty and like we're not gonna harm or hold. We're gonna hold them harmless while they're in the town, but like also, if they literally do something against local law or something that would give us a reason to not hurt them but just detain them, if we can't even do that, that's huge.
Yeah, because they're getting amnesty for something in the past, not something.
Right, exactly. Like if they just
Yeah.
have like diplomatic immunity and they can literally walk into a place and just like burgle and we can't touch them, that's totally different than amnesty.
Okay.
See, I'm already arguing this.
No, I'm good, but I'll take that. Use that 20. So what got snuck in that is going to be a real problem for you? Like, you guys can't. You cannot obviously physically attack them unless they have attacked you. Like, you can't even attack them if they're stealing something from you. You're a fucking mall security guard on this one. Like, you can report them and, like, follow them, but you can't touch them. But if they harm someone, then
it's self-defense. Like,
then it's self-defense.
If you go punch a mall cop, then the mall cop can then be like, yo.
Yeah, because he's still a person.
Right.
I feel like to make it more of a headache, it has to be like hard evidence, like a crazy, not just like, you know what I'm trying to say?
I
Like,
get you,
one
yeah.
witness, you need 10 witnesses.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I'm down with that. Alright, so Peanut is with what Peanut Joaquin is scanning the contract that was written by Nameless, and it's just like, oh my god. And we've given it to Kay. Kay's running it over to. Also, Kay is a lot more lightning-y than I think the last time you saw them. This is what Kay looks like right now.
Well, it's a little bit more obsidian-like here on the color.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Kay's had a month. Alright, so yeah, let's move on. So that is that part of it. And now Reedy is sitting between you four. And like this is like the Wander Crew's meeting hall situation. And he's just like, look guys, the Silver Thimble meeting hall, not Wander Crew. He's just like, listen everyone. You are doing amazing in the polls right now, both of you. Absolutely killing it. Like, they love your soup, they love your kissing babies. It's just like the commercials are going wild. Everyone loves them. It's all anyone can talk about. Like
there wouldn't have to be a clear front runner or anything, would there?
And it's just like he looks over the paper. It's just like, by the polls, and we haven't. There are still new people moving into the Silver Thimble daily, so we have to be worried about that. And not everybody answers the polls, of course. But based on the polls, we have it set at Krieg is winning by a 7-point margin over Bobert. And he's just like, but this is why I've called you all here. I believe that a one person ruling a city of this size and of this scale and of this importance is irresponsible. Krieg, you have helped this academy become such a grand thing, and you have such a large girlfriend.
I do.
That you have my utmost respect, but I think this might be beyond you. And then, Bobert, we have been friends many, many years. It's just like when I learned that you all survived, I nearly wept. Like, Elizabeth really helped me out, but she has her hands full in Consonant. And it's much smaller than this place. And she has many more flamingos than you. So, what I propose, and like I believe I was reading it in notes, and like don't ask me how I got them from the last Wander Crew large meeting. I believe someone, Kay specifically, brought up a council of some kind. I would love to join you on this council. as Reedy just like puffs himself up and inserts himself into this game where he wasn't there before, you know? Like, he's not on the ballot. But I think it's obvious to both Bobert and Krieg and Joaquin and Billiam that since a lot of this place is from Dyad, at least, you know, everybody on his side made it out. Like, that's a lot of votes that could swing to him if he threw his hat in the game. But how would this work? I'm a single monarch. I've been a monarch all my life. I ran Pastora, and then for a short time I ran half of that strange city. We're getting bread shops set up on all the corners. Did you guys know about this? It's amazing.
Yeah, the Krieg at Market Square, Reedy's Bakeries. It's great.
Reedy's Bakery at Krieg's at Market Square is how it's actually pronounced.
I think I said it correctly the first time, but you know, whatever makes you happy.
You keep saying it like that, but I feel like you're pronouncing it wrong.
I mean, to each their own opinion, Mr. Frog.
Has anyone ever called fucking Reedy by his actual name? His last name is like Ulysses.
Dingus.
Seth _ F _ Richards played this card.
Oh shit, Dingus. So yeah, this is what he's putting out. Like, he's putting this plan on the table that he wants to sell this to the whole, like, Silver Thimble. You guys do not have to agree with me here. If you don't want a council and you just want the votes to do it, we will read, we will roll the 37 versus 29 dice, and we will figure out which one of you is mayor. I think we're going to do that anyway, just so we can see who would have won, even if we decide to do a council. What I'm asking here is, what are the terms of a council? Who does what?
Well, if you're making a council, there should be at least one member designated to call the council in case we need to discuss things.
This is like, Rita's like, we have communicators. I mean, you two don't. Krieg, Joaquin, do we think we could get them some of those fancy Wander Crew communicators that we all use? Reedy has one. It's an old model, but he does have an old Wander Crew thing. It's like, this would help us stay in contact.
So you're proposing a council of 5 for the Silver. 3.
I was mostly focusing, but it would be us 3 at the head. And then, of course, we would have our groups. Like me, I have Thaddeus. He stands beside me all the time. Not at current, he is recovering. But I would obviously have my advisors with me. And Bobert would have his advisors, Billiam, and some of his...
So, what if we, instead of a council, it's a general assembly of the leaders of each organization in the city?
Do we have enough leaders from different sections of the city?
Well, as of right now, we would need someone from the Undertown, and then the Tower District isn't there yet, so I can't suggest them. We could get someone from the Fishtinger aspect, and we would need someone from the actual Wander Crew, I would imagine, since would be for the Silver Thimble aspect, and then Bobert would be for his half of the city over wherever he hangs out.
Well, so I'm actually going to have to move us back to the other map real quick. So, dog. So, Bobert, his, where did it, okay. Bobert has this whole, over here, this is where the casino is. Like, this whole, bottom section. Do I have a circle? I have to, right? There we go. I did it. So, Bobert's, got this part of the city as like just that's where he is. That's where he's most influential. The academy is definitely like on the other part of it. I think it's this, yeah. And then we got Fishtinger over there, and then we have a smaller space at the bottom. So if we say that the crew is here, and this is Lockstitch, then we have Fishtinger, then we have the Undercity, then we're incorporating the secret towers into this city if you're taking over the archipelago, just so you know.
Yeah.
Is Squishy on board with this? I think we had...
I think so. I don't see why he would work against me since we're best buds.
I agree with you. All right, so who would we nominate for the Undercity? Who would be on the... Do we want to do NPCs or do we want to do players is what I'm wondering. NPCs is definitely my vote.
We can't do Karam because he's part of the Wander crew, so that would be differing opinions is not the one I want, but conflict of interest. There you go. So it'd have to be an NPC for the underground.
Just seeing everybody typing meth into the chat is quite interesting to just glance at.
You guys know he's not like a great guy, right? Like, he's a skeleton, homie. Like, I'm down.
There a great guy in the Undercity?
Is there a great guy in the Undercity? Scour lives in the Undercity. He's a great guy. He also sometimes puts on a hockey mask and hunts people down with a machete.
That's fun.
Tisk, we could do Mr. Method. We could just start calling him Method if we want to. Yeah, for sure. So Lilac owns a bakery in the Undercity, helps at the orphanage. Nobody else is from the Undercity down here, apparently. But so yeah, we have seen a couple of NPCs down there. We can do Method. We could probably don't want to do Scour. He leaves a lot.
Yeah, no.
But we also have Tisk. And we also have some of the digger moles. Like, those guys are down there.
The digger mole is kind of the everyman person.
Yeah.
I would suggest one of them since everyone else is a big business person while he's the little business person. So you get the understanding there. He could be part of it.
Okay, yeah, we could just... There's Blue Collar Union down there, for sure.
Well, we don't want to go that far. I'm trying to avoid unions for no reason in particular.
Oh! You're trying to avoid unions.
Well, that Krieg is...
No, I'm not...
Yeah.
I'm not... I would never attack you.
Avoid unions because they're bad for business, so, purely money reasons. But someone
do you say that out loud?
God, no. That would be the worst thing to say out loud.
Hey, Joaquin, you know that Krieg is so anti-union. Yeah, are you thinking it?
Oh, I know it. I know he is. That's not even... I don't even know because he's had to tell me. It's just a logical conclusion.
It's fair,
I mean, I allow the one with the ghost because I wasn't there when it was formed and I can't do anything about it. But
Just Krieg every other night. Unions.
Again, Squishy's here though. Squishy loves his ghost union, by the way. They all work really well. He's just he does sorry, we brought up the idea of the workers underneath the city and their Rinder union, which is amazing people. They do great jobs. My ghosts lately, the spooky sort that work at the secret towers, formerly a secret recipe, recently have been acting a little strangely. I would like to get some Wander crew to come investigate this. If you could spare charity for any time, I would appreciate that.
I'm sure we can find time for charity to visit.
At the beginning of all of this hubbub with Hymnal, they all started acting a little strange. Looking quite strange too. It's as soon as possible. But I do agree with the Vernix Archipelago. I do agree with Reedy as a council of sorts. And I, for one, would like to place myself on this council if it could fit 4. I have a large city myself. He doesn't have a large city. He has a town that has a hotel-like building, and then multiple like cocoon homes. It's about 200 people population-wise. Like when the hotel's full, it triples in amount of people living there. But Squishy does want a seat at the table.
I'm not gonna say no to Squishy, so you know.
Should we have like Trump votes? Or are we gonna split all the votes and everything equal?
What do you mean Trump votes?
So like hypothetically speaking, if there was like a United Nations and everybody like votes a certain way, there's like X states that can vote no and shoot it down, even if the majority still wins. Yeah,
for sure. Yeah, I get you. Yeah, we can throw that into the rules right now too.
You want to give that to the Mole Brothers of the Underground instead of the little people here? Or do we want to split that up to different people? It's not one place has...
I think 2 people, maybe.
I'm personally against any sort of trumping of anything, as that kind of defeats the purpose of everybody having an equal stake in this.
Look how Billiam's just showed up fighting for fucking like equal rights at the Silver Thimble.
Yeah, why don't you and Joaquin get a room?
Reedy's like looking back and forth, like the tension in the room is just like, I love the shiny baubles as much as, well, maybe not as much as you two, Bobert and Krieg, but we do have to start thinking about the people as more than just a source of income. I was a Grand King twice until the Water Crew destroyed my home. Twice. But water under the bridge. Twice. He still clearly holds a little grudge, but Joaquin and Billiam. Billiam and Billiam. What would you propose? How could we help the people? Like, we need, within the parameters that these two have clearly set us off.
So, my suggestion is, we're worried about everyone being represented. Now, we have the big players in the game. Billiam gestures to everybody here, and the others that aren't here, but we know of them. I think it would be a good step, if you're really trying to get on the people's good side, to offer a single seat that the people themselves elect a representative to.
Would that be the election that we are having for Bobert and Krieg? Would that be what seat that they fill? Or would we want a new?
I think that would be a fair seat for them to have. In this sense, the one who is elected there speaks for all the people of the Silver Thimble.
My understanding is that this was an election for mayor and executive position. Are we talking about a legislative council or some sort of decider of policy?
I believed that we would all work together in deciding the policy. And then if we have one person that is voted into speaking for the city at large, they would have final say. Is this correct?
I think that would be a fair system.
If the mayor or the executive officer had final say, there would also need to be a way for the will of the people to be upheld and overturn any such executive order. And yeah, if we were going to have some sort of representative council, it would need to have an odd number of members, and it would need to represent each district.
I suggest for the Undercity to be represented by the Mole brothers. They are the Reinders. They are a strong family. And they will vote as one. I also would recommend and I know this is going to hurt a couple of you in this room, but I'm going to say it. I say we need workers' rights, and we have a fine member of the workers' union with Mickey Lee. He is a fine rat man, and I believe that they will really move things along. It's like I believe we should all make multiple suggestions throughout this time. And then at the end of the month, when we learn who was voted into our current head council, how long should we reign? I was democratically elected king, but it was a lifetime position. Are we going with lifetime position on this election?
I don't see why not, unless someone else has a dissenting opinion.
Yeah, Joaquin. Just say it.
You're supposed to be that he does the finger quotes reasonable one.
So
here.
First, term limits is what makes sense here, but the other part of this is what gives us the authority right now to basically charter a government? We have.
And then Bobert just rolls
we have
back
six,
all the way around.
We have six people sitting in a room,
money.
and just by nature of the fact that we are in this room sitting at this table, that gives us the authority to charter a government, dictate the rules.
That's why we're here in this room, dictating
rules.
This is a coalition of the willing.
It's simply,
and we deem ourselves the arbiter of it.
Are here.
Okay.
I mean, we
have the money and the power,
make
so yes.
the group plan instead of the single person. So
Really?
we're here.
And so, to be fair, I think Joaquin's starting to really realize, this is going to be taken away by those with money and power anyway. So any way it can be steered towards democracy is probably a good idea.
Yes, I think Squishy is far more on the same page as Billiam and Joaquin than I think Krieg would think that he is. Also, Squishy thinks the Vernax Archipelago is named after him.
No. I have a card for you.
Anyway, I don't want to hold up the discussion. Let's forget my philosophical ramblings.
I will never forget your philosophical ramblings.
Let's on with nominations. Was that the order of business?
I believe so. Who would
I believe the order of business was how long are the nominations?
A period of time, I would say, not to exceed 6 years.
Could I roll to ask Joaquin to step out and get me a water?
You could just say that. You do not outrank Joaquin in the least, so that'll be fun.
Joaquin, I would really love some water. I'm quite parched. Do you mind getting me some.
Oh, you need water.
Yes.
What? You don't want me to get you like a lemonade or something? Some tea biscuits? Anything else I can grab for you while I'm out?
Oh no,
Should I just take
some
everybody's
water.
orders?
I feel like Krieg would be giving that kind of oh shit face and doing his best to avoid this current conversation.
Reedy and Squishy are both like looking down at the desk, like just faces both as woof.
Yes, if you could get me a shrimp tea, that'd be delectable.
He just kind of, slowly sinking underneath the desk as how you would slide down an office chair, just kind of.
I do think there should be a limit on the term. There is always the chance that somebody who literally does not age could be on the council.
Billiam, maybe you could help Joaquin.
Why? They seem very capable by themselves.
I think she needs a hand. They need a hand.
That's unfortunate. I don't have hands.
Ah!
I'm fucking dying, guys.
I think I'm fully under the table at this moment.
Oh yeah. I think everybody is just like,
and
like you guys have started your own council down there. It's just like, all right, how do we get out of this room without them seeing us?
No shrimp tea?
It'd be so fun. All right, all of us, everybody make 20-siders, please. Like, just so we can, like, so we don't, unless we really want to have this argument.
I think at this point, I'm willing to avoid this argument at any cost. So, oh, thanks, Billiam. That's great.
Oh yeah, Billiam with that 13. All right.
Tick-tock.
Okay. Krieg, what are you trying to get out of this? What would make you the happiest?
Okay, so turn limits are fine, but he would want payment past turn limits, so he can still getting paid even if he's not working, and he'd like to be over the finances more than the paperwork. So if he can push off the responsibilities he doesn't like and only work on the responsibilities he does, that'd be great.
All right. And but no. Like, I mean, like, through this thing entirely, like through this conversation, do you want the council or do you want to try to win it straight up?
Probably the council, because if I was, the mayor of everything, I'd have to do everything. And we all know I don't want that responsibility. So I just want the fun perks of the responsibility, but I don't want the annoying perks of the responsibility. So the council sounds like a great idea to push off what I don't like onto someone else.
Absolutely. All right. So, Bobert, what were you after? Like, more than anything?
No term limits.
No term limits. I think we've got harsh term limits. I think we've got
that I got bent over.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, they got you. And like Joaquin and Squishy were like, yeah, and like Baba like, yeah, what if an immortal does it? Like, I haven't aged a day. Like Reedy's going on about like how like young and vital he is.
I'm working towards that, but I still in the process.
So Billiam, what were you after? Like, and like, it doesn't have to be you specifically. Like, could just be like a good policy that you think Billiam would be working towards. And it could be a bad policy. That's fine. For like, either way.
Be spooky. Who knows?
I think Billiam really wants easier shipping access to the Silver Thimble.
Okay, all right. I think very recently, Billiam, This is around the same time that Royce and Katori are up in the lock in the top of the place where you guys were dealing with that guy. That whole situation, like all of the she like causing their problems, they dug a bunch of canals so that they were able to like move throughout the world, because they were planning on going to war with the world, but they were just a small little group anyway. But still, feisty. There is a connection now. Like there is a straight shot river that has been recently discovered by you see this right here? This is open. Like this used to have like it didn't used to be connected. All of this is open up into here. And we learned that that's the river Styx. Like, but man, let me tell you about how fast you're going to be able to transport things, Billiam. And you're not going to have to like deal with the dwarves here, and you're not going to have to deal with the forest. You got some pretty good stuff out of this.
Good.
And Joaquin, you got what you wanted. Like, you're able to push your influence onto this thing to, like, you can set up, like, what... You can define something about this. It's going to start shitty with the rich ruling it. Like, just hands down, that's the way it's gonna have to be based on who's at this table with you right now.
Right.
But what did you sneak in that is going to be able to, like, make it be better in the future?
I snuck in some kind of like, it's one of those things where I don't think any of these folks are going to read too tightly into it. But I snuck in some pretty robust checks and balances that really heavily favor the representative body.
Absolutely love it. Yeah, so we have... I didn't know we were going to make the government today, but I decided that's where we're going, so we're making this government. Man, our own government's so fucked right now, so... Fuck you, TikTok influencing my games.
It's also like, and then it's like, Joaquin's like, I don't want to have any part of it.
Right? It's just like, yeah, set it up and then walk away. You know, let it explode.
I do not want any part of the government.
I honestly never really thought you would.
No, I do not.
Alright, so that... We are all the way up at the 23rd... Alright, so we are last... Okay. So
I don't know if it was going to be overreach, but if things had gone like super bad, I was going to consider asking you, like, can I just like wizard power, not to stop it, but just to like slam my hand down and be like, reconsider.
Oh, you could fucking like you could have that moment for sure. But
no, I don't think I need to. That's
being able to sneak in some like checks that I was hoping that would be like because. These are the people at the table. You can only vote for who you can vote, like who runs, you know?
Pretty much, yeah.
Unless there's a fucking like ridiculous amount of mail-in ballots, but who? Like, who is the mail-in?
A lot of flamingos. To be continued.
Oh no, I know who could send in the letters. I meant, who do we vote for instead? All right, so we are... Let me see. We are up to... You guys are walking through the... Like, this is the newly built Fishtinger like homes. Like this is the industrial era around where Lore pioneered it, but Soki and Pim also have their hands in this, of just really nice apartment buildings. They're very close to factories though, but they are just nice apartment buildings that many of the refugees can afford easily. Like this is Lore and Krieg have really been working on this project over the last month. And it looks nice. Like, all of them are nice. It still like retains the Art Deco vibe of the city. It does look distinct. It is a distinct place, but mostly because it's built out of materials not from Liminal, where everything else came from, but from the Neverglades. So, like, as you're exploring it, Joaquin, you have been handed a stack of papers that is just like, it's by a little blue mouse guy. And he's just like, I'm sorry, Peanut wanted me to deliver these to you. That's the most recent information that we've gotten from I don't know what information gather is, but I already used the word information once right there, so it felt bad. But Kay, Osiria, Akana, and Rennick have been scouring the world for information, and they have that like nicely notarized and like well done for you. And like if you flip through these pages, it's a bunch of stuff, but for the most part, they got up to some shit. They figured out there's like a ghost wall. They figured out Obsession, the vampires, have gotten their hands on. They've begun using the Foxfire Gauntlet, which can like have lightning strike an area, but they combined it. They combine it with Midas Touch. Right? Yeah. They combine it with the Midas Touch curse, and now they can strike areas with lightning that get turned to gold. Like, just petrifies entire villages. Between Rennick and Osiria, they did figure out how to cure it, but it takes time. And, like, Rennick has a working theory of how it works. Like, of how to cure it. But there's a bunch of stuff going on in the world. The Neverglades one of their sides, the side that connects to the west, which everybody refers to as the Wastes, has a massive spell over the entire side. Like, it is a huge spell, like preventing something from happening.
The real question there is preventing what?
Exactly. Osiria may have caused a massive winter in it on that area, maybe on accident. Definitely on accident, but Osiria wouldn't. The people of that side are definitely being like, "Do not let us die in the dark." Sorry, do not let us die in the dark night of this cold winter, is what the people there are praying for. I'm just throwing that out there. I'm sure it has nothing to do with the game we're going to play next month.
Oh no.
Don't worry.
Can I glance at these papers that she has in her hand? That they have in their hand? Sorry.
Yeah. I mean, that's up to Joaquin. I imagine Joaquin keeps the letters pretty close to his chest, but
yeah, he's gonna keep them to himself.
Okay.
And it's just like, yeah, and then out of nowhere, a reporter, like, I think, who was it? Let me just, I got a list here, guys, of you guys' amazing NPCs from the last time we did this.
I'm telling Krieg, I'm like, these aren't invoices or ledgers. Don't you have some of your own to be tallying?
Not at the moment. I'm here.
Well, you better get to work, or you're not making money right now.
Oh, I'm always making money, but right now this is the tour of the new apartments we've got going up. Gotta see how well they've been doing and be seeing around the new project. Are those more documents from Peanut, I'm guessing?
Yeah, just some routine reports. Nothing interesting.
I see. Does it have anything to do with the memo that Rennick sent out to everybody?
Wait, Krieg has apartments building, right?
Yeah.
What if we work up a deal as a side note to try and, since I have these individuals at the casino doing all this labor and stuff, branching out into the apartments?
Okay, so like you and Krieg have gotten these people homes. Like you have housed these people, but are they gonna still keep cleaning?
That's up to Krieg. I just think it would be good PR.
Oh yeah.
Within Silver Thimble.
I bet it is that why we're here? Oh, that'd be so great if that's why we're here. It's just like, is this the ribbon cutting?
Yeah, that would make sense. The new place is finally built, and we're here to show them off.
Mm-hmm.
So it sounds like we're offering workers homes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Workers and refugees homes.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so yeah, somebody comes like running forward. What names? Miss Escrow from Safe Harbor Mutual. It just puts a mic in your face. I don't know why she's working for the paper as well, though. No, name withheld from Squawka Daily is really good. I hope that wasn't my own joke. It might have been. It's we used Spike Puffinfish in the last one from the Silver Gazette. They asked Billiam what was up with the flamingos like milling around town. Like, so they come up and they're just like, who did I say? Q Manifold. We're not using the skeleton. You're gonna see too many. I'm using my fucking escrow because I'm gonna say that they switched into fucking reporting. It's just they like push a microphone into your face and with one hand, and then like with their other hand they are writing on a small notepad and trying to like keep the microphone and the pencil in their hand at the same time. They're just like, Krieg, Mr. Vernix, how do you feel about like giving away so many of just spacious of these new fine apartments for just like for the workers? Like this is really something for you. We have many reports of you being a little bit of a penny pincher.
Well, we are here to help the people in these times. We are glad these finally came up and running so that we can help out not just refugees, but the people who work in our fine city. We want them to be affordable so that people can be able to work but not have to overwork themselves just to get housing. So this is for everybody, not just for the big people.
Yes. And like we are seeing you all much more commonly together in the recent press. Bobert, you once held such animosity towards Krieg here, and what do you say about the rumors of a council being planned in the background? Is there any truth to this council?
Well, all I can say at this moment is that Krieg and I are trying to put aside our differences and focus on our common goals of improving Silver Thimble.
Okay. And Billiam, completely different question. You have been reported to have a certain set of skills. What brought you to the Silver Thimble? Like, we understand that you are apparently an advisor to your cousin, Billiam, and Bobert, but I've looked into your background, many years of military service, and then a lot of black on these pages.
Well, I'm simply here to enjoy the Silver Thimble and support my other character. Bobert's my son-in-law, technically, right?
Was it son-in-law? Yes, okay.
Son-in-law.
I think this person didn't know either. They're like, oh.
I'm here to support my son-in-law with his endeavors and be their support. So, disregard any of my background. That's all years ago. It's nothing now.
Okay. I mean...
Mentally, Billiam is noting this guy.
Oh, shit. Poor escrow.
He seems to know things he's not supposed to know, so...
I'll be paying him a visit to talk things over later.
Yeah, and Joaquin like put it in the chat, like intensely suspicious of how this reporter got. Like, I think it is suspicious how much.
It's incredibly suspicious. And did you check the room for bugs? And I'm like, do I look like the head of OPSEC? I'm a diplomat.
Is this the
But
part
also,
where Joaquin
yeah.
and Billiam end up at this guy's place together at the same time? Just like, what are you doing here? What are you doing here?
Bobert and Krieg are just kind of outside loitering, making sure no one walks in.
Making all the like waving at the cameras, holding babies, putting them down, really long tongue, makes everybody uncomfortable. Except for apparently they like it. I don't know.
I just realized that we both have long tongues in this instance then. That's another thing we have.
I wish we didn't.
Well, we're talking about it now, so.
Right, it's just like, and that's the life we live. I have to have a crow token somewhere, right? That's not just giant King Charlie. All of them are just gonna be King Charlie. Wait, no, you're not a crow. You a crow? You're not a crow. I mean, okay.
Isaac, is that you?
It's like S-Crow, the flower woman, / suddenly reporter, like with the inside scoop of the new council, something's been leaked. That token was actually distracting for me. Wait, I got it.
Hey! Yeah. Then go.
Reminds me of Skeksis.
It does remind me. I can't actually do it right now because I'm a little sick. So yeah, they walk up to Joaquin and they're like, and Joaquin, how do you feel about the goings on of the Wander crew right now with the recent debacle in Plumbob? I'm sure that you've heard of it. Plumbob is a city in the desert. Let me show it to you real quick. This is Plumbob right here. It is in a canyon, and they hang their dead in metal coffins because they used to come back to life at some point. Like, long, long ago, their dead used to come back no matter what happened, no matter how you died, you came back. So they stored your body in metal boxes until you stopped banging, at which point they would take your body parts and use them as reliquaries. It's a huge part of their culture that, like, they do not heal each other. No healing of magic is allowed in Plumbob, and also they're devout pacifists. The crew went to hang out with them for a minute, and now the city is flooding quite a bit, and all of the dead have started coming back to life. They started the zombie apocalypse there.
Very cool.
Yeah. So like, how do you feel about the actions of the Wander crew in our neighboring side, Bone Meal? Like, creating such a catastrophic event.
How do I want to reply to this?
Use the good old no comment at this time.
Yeah, I don't.
Oh, that's absolutely fine. It's just like, he's like,
yeah, there's.
And he's just like, excellent. Like, writes something down in their little notebook. And she's like, good job on, like, building these up. I really like the fact that people are gonna have homes. And she's like, good luck with the election, which is coming up in just a couple of days from you guys now, right? For right now. But if you guys want to make rolls, Krieg and Bobert would be rolling for how good this place is. Like, it is top-notch material, so we're not rolling to see if anything gets, like, destroyed. It's basically how much did you save on the bill of building it, you know?
Okay.
But as far as Billiam and Joaquin would be rolling, they're rolling to look at escrow. Yikes! Yikes! Escrow's really good at their job!
Double yikes.
But at least the apartment's doing well.
The apartments are doing great, you guys. Like, everybody loves them. Like, they have Fishtinger all like written all over them, but I don't know how you two managed to do it. You also got like Vernex and Bobert written all over it as well. Like, you guys weren't here for it. Like, you did not build these things, but your names are on them.
I feel like Fishtinger is on the outside of the apartments, but on the insides is where you'll see Billiam, Bobert and Krieg.
A Bobert and Krieg production.
Mm-hmm.
You see Fishtinger all on the outsides, but when you walk inside, where you spend most of your time, that's where you see our names.
I think we see a scene of do I have a back alley? I do. I was really prepared with the maps today, guys. I don't know if you're
doing great.
I'm doing amazing.
Totally on it.
I feel like the tenants have to pay extra to be able to look out the windows.
Fucking Christ!
You can get half a window for one price, but a full lobby-size window, that's premium right there.
So I think like you guys like bump into each other late at night following after escrow. But they make it into a build, like they look back and forth. They do not see you, but they do sneak their way into the building across the street, and that's when you two like go to like follow but bump into each other. Maybe not physically, but you know.
Oh, fancy seeing you here.
Yes, quite.
Sorry, go ahead.
Just out for an evening stroll, kind of like look Billiam up and down.
What can I say? The night air is good for the old bones.
I would say it is probably brisk out, and you guys are not in a bad neighborhood because the Silver Thimble doesn't really have any bad neighborhoods, but this one has connections. Joaquin, like Tisk has made some connections in the side of the city. It's like not everybody's accounted for over here because of the rampant amount of people that have moved in.
So I know where Esco is right now.
Yeah, Esco's in that room. Or like in that building.
Billiam. We know we're both here for escrow. I know he's in that room. Why don't we just get to it?
I'll let it slide just this once, but I agree.
After you.
Billiam will strut his way in there.
For sure. Yeah. Okay. The one time this one I was bad on. Oh wait. Okay, I can do this. All right, so you guys walk into this room, and I know it's Peanut's war room, but it's a different room this time, and like you see very much like the red string all over the room situation, like the Pepe Sylvia situation.
Are we big enough to make that reference? I don't know if we're big.
Still, I don't think we are.
Okay, God, just checking.
I'm sorry. The second I get like confirmation that I can make Always Sunny jokes. But yeah, you guys can you can sneak into this room just fine. Like you two both have a certain set of skills situation. And Escrow knows stuff, but is not the most subtle. And like you see Soap, this was she her? Like is Escrow she her? I believed that is what I was told. Yeah, Miss Escrow. Okay. But yeah, so you guys can like scope out the room while they're not looking. They are currently putting on a pot of coffee on the other side of the room. Like loud clanking, you hear the cup jingling and stuff as they wash it out.
I want to position myself in the most optimal place to scare Escrow.
Yeah,
you know, like how Batman will just appear in a room.
Do you want her to turn around and see you looking at her map?
Mm-hmm.
For sure. Like, yeah, okay. So she. And where are you gonna be, Joaquin? Are you gonna be like seen immediately, or also just another fucking jump scare?
No, I think I'm like, if Billiam's gonna be right behind Escrow, kind of, you know, looking at the same map over her shoulder until it's like, oh, hey there. I'll kind of be just like studying some stuff on the table, like just basically pretending like, yeah, no, I'm just supposed to be here. I'm just taking a look at your stuff. But not like acknowledging or looking at her. I'll let Billiam start.
So she turns around and just immediately jumps and drops her coffee. And she's like, hi.
Escrow.
Without looking up from what he's looking at, he just says, your door was open.
Was it?
It seemed very open to me, still not looking up.
Billiam has his cane, and he's gonna like point it at the map and like trace lines. Like, it's quite interesting to have somebody digging around in dark places, looking for information that they really shouldn't pry into.
I'm inquisitive. I'm an inquisitive person at heart, and like once I saw the threads, like I couldn't stop pulling at them. I didn't want to I'm not trying to ruffle your feathers. It's like I don't want to bother the Silver Thimble, but there's questions that need answers.
I think the real answer is sometimes you don't need to ask the questions.
But if I don't, who will? It's just like your council that you're putting together. I know you two are on board with this. I know it. Like being led by the rich. The rich. This is a slippery slope we're on. And but that's not it. And she walks up to her map, and you see around Hymnal are just tons of strings that go out across the map side. The only sides that you can see are Folk Song, Bone Meal, Neverglades, and Seasonal. But the strings go further and further. And she's just like, as you can see here, like the ramifications of what they did are far spread. Like I have a mail here from the Otters, like that include and you see just maps of islands, like very Mediterranean style. And she's just like, something's going on in hell. If you could believe it, hell has activated. I'm sure none of it, but it's a real place. And she slaps it down. And it's pointing directly to Sonnery. And somebody there is making big actions. Holt has been infiltrated. And she slaps that down.
As soon as she talks about hell is a real place, I'm low buzzing in the back of my own skull intensifies. I'm like,
See, everybody's been getting that once in a while, and nobody seems to want to talk about it. But I've been hearing these ticks in my head, and they pull off their hoodie, and they do have the tinfoil chicken there, like on their, like underneath their hoodie, and they put the hoodie back up. She's like, if you're wearing this, you don't hear them.
You know, I'm doing you quite a big favor by asking nicely once. You should stop digging where you currently are.
Is this specifically about you or about the council? Because the people need to know. The people need to know the rich are deciding for us.
Of course they are.
But we don't have to, like, I don't have to send anybody the letter about why Big Bad Billiam's back in Silver Thimble. You're looking for something. I know you're looking for something. I can help you find it.
I already know where to find what I'm looking for.
Hey, Tarkus, somewhere on your character sheet, can you add a third class? Like, I know that Tarkus is, I think, Ranger Fighter. I think so. If you could just do / and then add Hunted to that, that'd be great for me.
Don't worry about it, though. Just add it.
Fighter Magician, sorry. Fighter Magician / Hunted.
It's like, surely you mean Hunter, and he's like, no, I do not.
I do not mean Hunter.
No.
It probably won't come up again, but just make sure it's on there.
Yeah, just make... it won't ever come up. I'm sure it won't come up. You don't roll 13s or anything, right?
Never.
Thumbs up. So she will lay off reporting about the council. If that's what you want her to do, whatever you're asking her to lay off for, you can. You can also see all of these threads. Would you like to pull at any of them? Like, so she has a specific color of thread that leads from Hymnal to all over the world. She has Holt is circled, but doesn't have any like connecting threads. Something's going on in the area that we call Sonnery. That is the hell thing, and it has tons of threads. Like, you know how yarn is just a bunch of like string like spooled up kind of thing? Like, as that one thread gets close, it spools into like 60, and like each one of them is all around Lockstitch Academy. But there are a bunch of other threads. Dendroid has some threads going on. There are some threads that go directly to the east of the Neverglades, which is a spot that we have a bunch of storms coming from. There's something going on in all over. Like, you guys can just think of every spot on this map kind of has thread going on. And some of these are conspiracy theories, mind you, but some of them are real. What would you guys, like, what place would you click? Or, like, what thread would you want to follow?
I think Belltown.
Excellent. So, Belltown. I think, Billiam, like, it's so good that Joaquin asked for Belltown because now you get the information without having to, like, out yourself. Belltown is currently, and this is what she says. This is what Escrow says. So, grain of sand. Grain of salt. Grain of sand? Salt. Anyway, she's just like, I've heard that there is a pirate queen in Belltown, living as a normal person, but she's about to make her move. And she looks over at Billiam and she's just like, you might not have known this. Have you heard the name? And do we all know the name? Do we know the name? Like, the people in the chat, do you know who the pirate queen living in Belltown is right now? Because I gave a ton of clues. I don't know if we... do I want to say it, though? Okay.
What's the name?
I think the name...
Say
it. She looks at... I will tell you too, but it's more fun if the audience doesn't know. I don't know if Nika can mute me for the audience.
You
Or we just send it in the DM.
Good. So like
we are now in possession of a saucy secret.
And it's just like, and one of her lackeys has been running around this town, and I followed him here. Like I've tracked him. He worked for Yoke, and now he's here. He's a little guy named Bonnie. Like that man is trying to reforge all of the pirate queens. It's fascinating, but like he's on a mission. He woke up the storm. He woke up, and then she like labels other ones that I have not named fully yet, so I don't want to like get myself into trouble.
I see.
He's her first mate. All the pirate queen, like, and she like opens up one of her like files, and like it's clear that she's been stalking Bonnie for a while and just been like stealing his notes. And she's just like, all the pirate queens have a little guy. All of them. Just a little guy.
How focused is Billiam on like this information, this intel? Is he like going through it right now?
He's processing it.
Just processing.
Not overly surprised of anything.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, were you suspicious already? That's fascinating. Okay. And yeah, did you want to ask another question real quick? Oh, what Billiam's got a thread that he can chase if he wants to.
Yeah, I've got another thing, but I don't think I want Billiam to be aware of it.
Okay, sure, hit me.
Do I happen to have... Would it be out of hand to say that I might have a replacement or some sort of backup Wander Crew communicator on my person?
I don't think that would be out of line at all. I bet you and Akana have definitely made up some extras.
Could I hard tune it to an unmonitored frequency in which it would not be able to be altered off of that? So it could not be... It couldn't be used to intercept our regular comms, but we could transmit to it?
Yeah, for sure. I think you guys could, like, that seems like tech that you guys could have.
I would like to palm and kind of like, while Billiam's sorting through something, you know, while they're talking about the Belltown and the Pirate Queen part, kind of be able to pull Escrow aside and be like, the people do need to know, follow the threads, ask the questions, but keep your nose clean. I'm like, and sort of palm the communicator to Escrow and kind of give like just this little nod.
Yeah, I think that's more fun if we don't have like a role for that and just call that a success. I think you see Escrow like nod, like really super serious. Like this is gonna sound really jokey, but she is really serious as she pulls a trilby up and puts it on top of her hood.
Oh my god. So my instructions later to Akana and the spy team are gonna be like, she's on to some good stuff. She's also on to some fucking bullshit. You can feed whatever nonsense you want to her for the benefit of obscuration, obfuscation. Like, she's both going to be an informant for stuff that is worth saying, worth talking about, but it's also going to be like, if you just need to feed some sort of absolute nonsense story that you want to get out that is either not true or you want to leak something for some sort of... if you want to run a PSYOP, you can run it straight through Escrow.
I love that.
Yeah.
Also, there's a like Escrow's just like, you don't get it. Like, it's like that egg? That egg's not an egg. And she's got like all these notes about what the Oak's egg is, and she's like, if you listen to me, are you listening? Because it's gonna be fantastic. Inside that is another world, not a different world. It's just our world again. Like, you can go inside, and you won't be there because you will be on the outside. It's fascinating. I think she's wrong.
But what if she's right?
But what if she's right?
I'm just asking questions.
She's just asking questions too. That's why it's so great. Billiam, you have managed to, in this time of the palming, copy all of the notes of that pirate queen into your own little like journal thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you have all the files, like, and also, I think you know that they were having a conversation over there, but you weren't interested in it.
Yeah, I don't care.
That's not you. You don't care about what happens to this town, but you do find a listing for one Tarkus in her notes, and just get a bunch of information about him, where he hangs out, who he hangs out with, what his next mission is. You know, the stuff.
For no reason in particular.
No particular reason. Don't worry about it.
I copy it all down.
Absolutely. So now, today is the day, guys. This is fucking like, this is it. We're doing the votes.
Yeah.
Like, we're all in the like streets and stuff. So this is to see who sits at the head of the table, right? That is what we've decided. You guys are like, you are in a council, but we're voting on who's the head of the council.
Okay.
Despite the fact that you guys don't know it, but the representatives can veto basically anything you say. Because Joaquin was just mean to Krieg's hating.
I don't want to say it like they can just veto anything, but like it doesn't even take a super majority. It's just like if 50% of the representatives are like, nah, I don't like that.
Oh yeah, I'm totally down with it. All right. So now we're gonna see it. Not Joaquin. Krieg, could you roll me 37 20-siders?
37 1d20.
Yep, 37 1d20. I don't think they're gonna show up on the.
Nope, I'm not the correct one.
That would have been wild, because that would have been you rolled 1 37 times.
Oh boy.
Oh god, they did. Okay, so you got 440. For fun, it's a 19, a 13, a 16, a 13, a 14, a 17, a 16, a 7, a 2, a 1, a 14, a 2, a 10, a 15, an 18, a 15, a 14, an 8, a 12, a 1, a 4, a 17, a 14, an 18, a 12, a 1, a 19, a 16, a 20, a 15, a 5, a 20, an 8, a 4, an 18, an 8, and a 14. 3 1s, 2 20s.
Can I use a card to raise that 19 to a 20?
If you want to, but this is vote tampering.
Okay, we'll wait. I don't mind.
I'm cool with you doing it. I just want you to know this is vote tampering.
We'll vote tamper after.
Yeah, that sounds about right. That seems correct. All right, Bobert, can you give me those 20 set? Wait, is it 27, 29? 29, right? Before you roll, let me make sure. Yeah, 29. Bobert, roll me 29 20-siders. It's not out of the realm of possibility. It's a lot of 19s, though. 245. 3 1s and no 20s.
Oh, got my ass handed to me.
You really did. Fucking Krieg smoked you.
I like to think that I was on my way to tamper the votes, and then I hear the outcome. It's like, huh, never mind. I'm gonna go for ice cream.
Just again, what kind of victory ice cream does Krieg have?
I probably would go.
Yeah, Krieg just won by 14 points. If you were to take the numbers represented as percentage of vote.
Nice. I'd probably go get some ice cream with Squishy to celebrate. So probably something, probably sushi ice cream because he wants to add that to the world because it'd be funny.
Why are we adding sushi ice cream to the world? Haven't I suffered enough?
Don't worry, it's just a California roll. Don't worry about it.
What kind of fish are we eating? We say that we eat fish, but like I don't know what kind of fish we're eating. I know I had a token and I need the token and I don't know where it went. Oh, I found it. So yeah, how's everybody celebrating? Like, are you celebrating, I guess is the better question. Like
Billiam's planning.
Oh shit, what's Billiam planning?
Definitely celebrating.
It's like everybody starts celebrating, and it cuts to a scene of Billiam in his room alone. Pictures of Tarkus just, yes, I'll have to be smart about this.
Fucking love it. Joaquin, like, in the back rooms, after, like, so a couple more pieces have been mentioned about the council, have, like, gotten around. And Patagon has walked up to you, like not in secret, but not like in plain of day. It's just like, and has offered his support. Like he wants a chair on the council too, to try to like even things out. Like, and I think Katori's gonna want a chair too. Like this is a lot of Wander crew. I know it is, but
like my first reaction is like, I don't have a chair on the council. I don't have anything to do with the council.
But you have an ear to people on the council. If you could just put in a good word. I don't know if that's how Patagon would say it, you know? But Patagon is making it known that, like, for the next election and stuff, that, or like the next, when you need representatives, he wants to help. In a good way, I mean.
It's been noted. We'll see what happens.
I think it went so fast. You saw, this is for Rennick. The sand changed so rapidly that it was at the dark black one. The next one it went to it looks very much like, just, you know, standard sand, but if you spend enough time and you are studying it, then you will see that this is freshwater sand. You know what I mean? There's a distinct difference. I don't know if enough people, like, I've been to, like, the beaches, both places. Freshwater sand at, like, Lake Erie sucks. Fuck you, Lake Erie. Then it definitely goes vibrant blue for a moment. Then it goes into, it looks like it is molten. It is not even sand anymore. It is just slowly dripping lava situation. And it ends on one that is like radiantly gold because Krieg won.
I'm gonna say I just noticed I rolled 2 13s just now for the.
And like, this is that, like, looking through this, like looking into this hourglass. Sorry, everybody, if you've lost what's happening, Rennick has a sword that in its hilt has an hourglass. Every time we roll a 13, that hourglass switches the other way, like turns around, and it also changes what kind of sand is in it, because Sonnery as a side changes completely every time you roll a 13. Like, it becomes a different kind of horror. But every horror trope that you can think of happens. Resident Evil, like, literally the cartoon Spooky Scary Skeletons, that's there. your Stephen Kings, your fucking body horrors, everything's there. It's all there. But it's spooky. Okay, and with that, sorry, what else were you up to right there, Joaquin? Like oh yeah, Patagon was asking if he could get your help, getting on the council. Krieg's eating ice cream. Billiam is in his room studying pictures of, Tarkus. Are you working out while you're doing it? Are you just doing free weights? Just like, Tarkus.
Oh, no. Billiam's sipping a glass of wine. He's just like,
that is actually much more intimidating. I'm significantly more scared of...
He'll be surrounded by the rest of the crew. It'll be a tough battle, but if I get what I need, we won't have to fight at all.
That bunny, gotta be careful.
I'll read it out loud, like just so it's in the video. Possible pitch to Joaquin from Patagon. As a representative of the citizens of the Silver Thimble, I've gotten to know many of them through our outreach through the show's programming, and I believe that we can bring their voices to the table. That's actually like I'm down.
Good pitch.
Get people on air. Don't worry, we have a really good investigative... Oh shit, we're gonna Newsweek this. Oh god, we'll get to play Newsweek. I just started watching that show. The second season didn't capture me as much as the first season did, but still. Nobody tell me if it gets really, really bad. I don't want to know. Yeah, so that happens. But tonight, Joaquin, this is... Peanut has asked you to go have a conversation with some people that have arrived to the Silver Thimble. This is Teal. Teal looks like she is one of her sleeves is completely missing and her arm is scarred to shit. But like she doesn't seem to like be bothered by it. And this is Clear. This is Teal and Clear. They are two members of the Storm. And Clear walks up to you and he puts his hand out to shake your hand. He's just like, "You must be the welcoming committee."
Yes, Joaquin Samarakis. I'm from the Wander crew.
Clear skies.
Okay. And you must be pointing over to Teal.
Teal.
Armed, I'm sure.
I think that the charmed, I'm sure, the way that you delivered that line, Teal actually like looks back and just like gives you a nod. Because that 100% is Teal's personality right there. And Clear's just like, when Boss already like made it over to Fish Tinger. They're having that conversation right now. We promise we're not getting into anything. We're not getting into any more trouble. He's like rolling a cigarette in front of you. He's just like, "Hey, just a fun question. Like, you seem to ride with a pretty big crew yourself," and like does the like lick the top of the cigarette thing. How you guys doing it? We tried to settle down for a little while. The Storm thought we could park the ship, make our own city. People kept causing us problems, and it was just more fun to cause problems. How are you guys doing it? You think this is gonna last?
I don't think anything ever lasts. Things are always changing.
It's like, things do change. It's good to think about it like that. And he puts the cigarette in his mouth, and like he's just repeatedly trying to light it, but like his lighter is broken.
I pull out a matchbook and light one for him.
Definitely does the cock eyebrows thing, and then like takes the drag off of it from your match. He's just like, if it's any consolation, I'm sorry for what happened to him, though. We are has some beef with religion. And like he takes a big drag and like blows smoke into the air as like fireworks that spell out Krieg are going through the sky. Like, guess you guys have a winner.
Yeah, a lot of things have happened tonight. It certainly was quite convenient. I would imagine what happened in Hymnal, very convenient for you anyway, that some of our crew members were there.
Oh, you wouldn't believe it. And Teal just like nods. Quite. It's just like you guys taking half the blame for this makes us look great. Like, don't get me wrong, I like to have a reputation for like, cutthroat pirate. But like, whew, I don't want all those paladins chasing us. It's like the last thing I want is to piss off Chad and Thad. Chad and Thad are just two cat paladins that wear glass armor. That it looks very similar to Warhammer 40k Space Marines, but all glass.
I can't remember how I tuned into that game, but I did see Chad and Thad.
They're amazing. Katori gave Chad her number.
Yeah, no, there was, yeah.
And Teal, like, you see Teal, like, pull her other, the one that isn't all scarred, her sleeve up, and she looks at her watch, and then she looks back. And then she's testing it multiple times, like, looking at things multiple times. Like, without, and she's doing it nonchalantly, but Joaquin's Joaquin, and, like, something's about to be up.
Joaquin just like casually pulls out like pocket watch from the waistcoat and is just like, I've got 1047.
1047, you say? And Claire's just like, I know there was something we were supposed to do. Yeah, like we were supposed to do. I just can't put my finger on it. It's like, Teal, what were we here for? Like, Officer Ode, of course, he wants to have the conversation. I could swear that we would. And then you hear an explosion, Joaquin.
Yeah, I was about to ask. I'm like, why am I even here if the boss is like, who am I welcoming?
We would get a really quick shot of Peanut in his office alone, tied to his chair.
Fantastic.
The whole crew, the near fish tinger where we are keeping the finger, where those recent buildings were built, there have been multiple reports of explosions. Like we don't know how many people are in danger, and we do not know exactly what is going on. You need definitive proof that they're breaking the contract. As of right now, you have only some explosions and some suspicious people.
Yeah, I got nothing.
Right, Krieg, Bobert, Billiam, are you guys gonna like go there? You don't have to. You already won the vote. You don't need to be seen trying to save lives.
Nope.
You
go
believe I
to-
save lives?
Where the explosion is to see if I can catch anyone leaving.
Yeah, you know what? For sure. All right. Here comes the special part of today's game. Hey, Art, can you get in here with me?
Oh crap. I mean, yay! I love art. I'm not scared at all.
Merp. What was that all crap about, damn?
Don't. Nothing. It was nothing. Don't worry about it.
So Art, you are in your, and let's not sugarcoat it. You're in a cell. Like, you know you're a little bit wilder now after eating that dragon. Something happened. You know, you've got like a thorny exoskeleton in this form. But they're only keeping you in here to be safe. For your safety as much as everybody else's.
Folly.
Out the window, the barred window, the incredibly like thick glass window because you could squeeze through any bars that you wanted to. But, you know, you see the city lighting up with fireworks. And then you hear one that is most certainly not fireworks. B, you know someone is coming. And then, like, you hear a fairly posh voice coming from the ship. If you could step back from the window, love.
I'll step closer.
She's like, oh, I mean, wasn't asked to bring you in one piece. And then, like, you just hear a bunch of, like, you can see this satyr woman on a much smaller, this is like, if their other airship is the size of, like, a galley, this is, like, the size of, like, a sloop. Is that the right word I'm looking for?
I think so.
And then, like, she just, like, turns a cannon to it, and she's just like, you might want to duck, and then she lights it immediately and blows a hole with a null metal round in your into this hospital. And just, it explodes, and it hurts. If B, it hurts. You are knocked dizzy. Like, you've got fragments of null metal floating around in your jello. And
gross.
Right? It's bad. It hurts. It hurts. And so, like, she steps out, and she's got two other people with her, but, like, they're wearing cloaks, and you can't really see them. They are wearing, deep red cloaks and bow ties. And she steps off, and she's just like, the auctioneer wishes to have a word with you. And she, like, is it terrible if they have a turkey baster?
Kinda of, but I'm here for it.
So she's just like, I heard you with some kind of goo, and then, like, that's like your leg, and she, like, into a jar, but I didn't think you were, like really a goo. And it's just like, she's getting up all of B into it, and she's like, oh, but you left behind all of this, and like this, like, insect limbs around, so she's like, gather those up, I'm sure those are necessary for something. And, like, she looks out there. Krieg, roll me a 20-sider. Because you said you went out to check on that.
Card. Item. B positives candy falls out.
Was that a 1? Did you just roll a nice
I did.
Thank you,
Nice,
Krieg.
Juicy one.
That's
Yeah,
for the
you're welcome.
whole crew.
Ah, shit.
Everybody in the hospital, you guys will hear some of it, but it's happening so fast. And it's happening in a part of the hospital that you guys can't go to. This is where B's been locked up. You haven't seen her in so long because they put her in a fucking room.
Every time I come to the hospital, something terrible happens. Like,
We're gonna have
every
to talk
single
to her.
time.
Put B away.
B ate a weird rose dragon and started getting really crazy powers for a little bit. So,
And
I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying B's got an arc and we're on B's arc now.
Just saying, they're allowed to go a little crazy.
All right, B, you've been turkey basted into a jar.
How did that go again? Thank you.
Thank you. B, before we see... Okay, all right.
What's the jar made of?
Oh, I hate to tell you this. It's most certainly glass. Like, you know how leaded glass is? Or, like, colored glass used to be? Like, when it has, like, metal in it? It's the glass jar with null metal.
Veil.
Got any parting words before she closes this lid? She's just like, don't worry, darling. It's just, we're gonna get you there as soon as we can. It's just we'll just take that straight highway.
We will just ask for their name.
I'm Alexis. Nice to meet you. Weapons Master of the Storm. Deliverer of B positive.
See you later.
I'm sure we won't. And she puts the lid on and then tightens it. And that is where this month ends, guys. What was the one? How did the whole crew not figure out what was happening? Like, they literally were, look over here, and we're gonna do something over here.
I think everyone was either busy with their hospital stay, or they're busy with the fish stinger thing, or they're busy celebrating, or they're just busy with everything else.
Or, yeah, in the case of Joaquin, we're literally in the wrong place to confirm anything.
And then...
Like, all Joaquin can do is sit there and, like, stare down the two people that are doing the non-away team, so to speak.
Oh,
and
yeah,
just
absolutely.
be like...
And then Krieg just kind of comes around the corner, he kind of sees what happens, but it's like, well, that sucks. He just kind of turns and walks away. And then refuses to say anything because,
I mean,
he doesn't have to anymore. He's been elected. He doesn't have to say shit anymore. So I'm just like, huh, well, that sucks. Well, now I have to go pay someone else to fix all this crap.
So Joaquin,
go ahead.
You're staring down Clear and Teal, and they're just like, oh, would you look at the time? We were told if we don't get out of here by 11, we're gonna be late. It's a shame you couldn't meet the captain or the first mate. I'm sure, you know what? They were just busy right now. You might want to look into that stuff, though. It sounds bad.
Yeah, no, it seems like I'm going to be otherwise occupied tonight.
It's a shame.
I hope you had a lovely stay with your amnesty. It was a delight to have you.
You might.
But I will give you these parting words. If what is happening right now in this city, if what's happening here in this city is what I think what's happening, it better not be.
I was really hoping that's what you were doing. And like, Clear's just like gives you like the two-fingered salute as Teal starts like pulling their ship out of the docks, and they're just like, I bet you would absolutely love our captain. We'll have to set you guys up.
You know what? I'd be delighted for that. But like you said, oh, look at that. It's almost 5 till. Anchors away, isn't it?
Anchors away. It's just like Teal actually just like literally like pulls their goggles up to look at Joaquin and be like, you sure they're not on our crew? It's like, I fucking gotta. And like they go away, just like, we should recruit them. And yeah, talk about matching energies. I was not suspecting that Teal and like Joaquin are would become friends. I still don't think it's going to happen, That's not where I think the game's going, but
like frenemies, really.
Frenemies is like
it's too similar, so it's just like, God, I hate you, and it's like, yeah, because you're the same. That's why you hate her.
Teal has a giant robot arm that Simmons stole from her. and like you can put different crystals in it and does different things. Simmons put the wrong crystal in it and broke. He put a piece of broken obsidian in it, and it caused it to blow up an entire section of fulgurite.
Yeah, no, I would definitely chalk it up to like in Cowboy Bebop, how Spike and Andy are like the same person and they fucking hate each other.
I gotcha. All right, everyone. The ship is going. The city's on fire. Bobert and Krieg are just kind of shrugging, eating ice cream, I think. And Bobert, what are you doing?
Yeah, I think joining him with
It's just ice cream.
yeah,
Talking
just
about
watching people
money and
work and
different
like
ways
out
to
a
make
window.
it. So I gotta look at that one. That one's rushing with a bucket. He's gonna need more water than that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that one missed a spot.
Oh yeah. Oh look, there's the I forget what that peasant was called. He's coming over with nope. He tripped and there he goes. He's gonna have to get up now.
Oof, that's a shame. Also, there's a fucking flying tower coming into view right now. It's just absolutely gigantic. It's been a long project that Nickel has been working on. Like Nickel, Lore, everybody at Fishtinger, Simmons, Bammon, and Isaac have all been like trying to like transport this massive tower that is 1/16 the size of a city.
Oh hey Bobert, look, it's a new tower.
Oh, that's just as wonderful news coming our way.
Hey, I wonder, do you think we can make money off it? See if we can get inside.
I feel like billboards need to be attached to this.
What's that? Can we see where that's coming from?
Your communicator.
Oh.
And everybody's hearing it at the same time.
I'm just gonna turn that off. Like, someone else has got that. I'm sure it'll be fine, right?
Yeah. Yeah, we'll leave that to Krieg.
I was not
I'm not gonna
expecting
do it.
leaving this fucking part of the game with Peanut tied up, but cool. Hospital's been exploded. Nothing major was damaged in the explosions. They were just around where you guys were keeping Sal's finger. Is like what they were doing. They were making it look like they were coming to steal that. They were actually after B the whole time.
The business as he raised his ice cream cup.
So yeah, that is the end of Good Life as like a whole like mini as an arc. We ended on we'll get the final numbers for the reputations and like, but we are done with alliances and stuff. If you had a gifted thing for like reputation and you did not tell us what it is, and tell us either tonight or else we're just gonna randomly assign them. I would rather you guys. Yeah, I'll do the recap real quick. I would rather you guys not destroy anything or like have holes or have construction stuff, any of that stuff, unless it's on screen. Like I'm cool with you guys all doing relationship stuff, but if you are breaking things like that, it's got to be in a game, or else I can't do it because I can't. Yeah. But yeah. So what happened today, everybody? We set up the government. Krieg won the election by a fucking landslide. Like, you had more dice, but the dice were much nicer to you anyway.
Yeah.
We turned a single party into a council, but it's still run by the rich. But don't worry about that, because escrow caches NPC fucking like is like detective escrow at this point, like really hard-hitting journalism, but is teaming up with Patagon, which that'll be a wild fucking thing. To just like report on what you assholes are actually getting up to, which is really funny to me. Because if you guys mess up, we can literally have a game where Patagon is calling you out. We know that there is a pirate queen in Belltown named, and that like her first mate is Bonnie, who's been trying to we know Bonnie. And also at the end of it, B, positive B, full B, grown-up B, adult B, B with all of her powers, was kidnapped from the hospital by the Storm's crew to deliver her to the auctioneer, and we are all, in next month's game, we are going to hell to save B.
Yeah.
So there we go. That is setup. Got a lot of good stuff going in with Joaquin and the Storm, too, though. I like that. And Billiam's hunting Tarkus. Bobert's a little upset, but he's still eating ice cream. And Krieg has been elected mayor and also eating ice cream in this time of need. Reedy, though, putting out fires. Actually,
Reedy.
So, yeah, So, okay, for that, yeah, Mika's answering, Rish. But yeah, I'm very excited about interest. So tomorrow we are doing a Spookeasy thing, Spookeasy, and that is basically us talking about the games that are coming up so we can pitch them all. It's not going to be about, doing scenes like most of the Speakeasies are, because we've got a lot of work. I'm looking at this fucking whiteboard. We got a lot of games to plan. So, I'm really excited. Kole has volunteered to DM one of them. Cole's going to DM Tomb Squad's game in Mouse Guard, and I'm really excited about that. Also, Kira's going to run one of them. It's just super exciting. So yeah, next month, there's going to be 15 different games with 15 different systems, and I am super psyched. I want to play all of these games, and I'm going to, so it's going to be great. Yeah, because it was 13 from the cards, and then they added one, but then I had to add another one for Kira. Yeah, you're good with that, man. But yeah, so 2 gifted games. Okay, so is it? All right, yeah. Anyway, we got a lot of games. We're gonna talk about them tomorrow. You guys fucking killed it. I'm sorry if sometimes we don't play standard tabletop. I'm not actually sorry, but if you come expecting a standard tabletop game and we play Let's Design a fucking government game, I'm very happy. I like that we do it. I like this game that we play, and you guys all do amazing. So thank you guys. Thank you, Ez, for showing up. Thank you, Toast. Thank you, Kole. And oh, sorry. Thank you, Rob. You guys did fucking great. Amazing. And I think we're just going to say goodbye, I think.
Yeah, so we're going to wrap up here. And we will see y'all tomorrow, normal time, 5 p.m. Pacific, for the
Have a good night.
Oh yeah. Well, also, do we say we're gonna do it to make sure that people show up, because we could.
Oh yeah. So the Sonnery map will be revealed tomorrow as well, so you get to see what you're gonna be going to.
Thank you guys all so much.
All right. Good night, everyone. Bye forever.
Goodbye, everybody.
Good night.
Bye.